Hey, GenderqueerChat. Joe here. Sunday, April 21st, I believe. Time is marching on. It's already spring. Well, more or less in Canada here, and I think in many parts of, and I can't speak on behalf of all of Canada, in southern Ontario here, in the Niagara Peninsula. Chilly, like 5 degrees Celsius today. I went for a hike, and I had to wear a sweater and a coat and a hood. Anyway, we do not have an actual list of topics, and I've been tardy in kind of getting that together. If someone else on the channel wants to get that together, please, yes, please put a list of topics together. But in the meantime, I thought I would just kind of declare this week a free week, which we do occasionally, which is just to talk about whatever is on our minds or to talk about a subject maybe that we missed in previous weeks. The thing that was on my mind this week, and actually I'm a little late getting to it, but everybody on Facebook was posting a link to it and saying it was so awesome. And it was annoying me, and I couldn't articulate why until I read what my friend wrote about it, and I just wanted to share all that. That, of course, is, maybe can I put a link here? I'm not very good at this, I will try. This Dove experiment where women describe themselves to a forensic artist, and they always describe themselves as being ugly. And then they get their friend or whatever, this other woman in the video, a woman that they've met, to describe them to that same forensic artist. And he draws two pictures, one of the woman describing herself and one of the woman being described by another woman. And needless to say, the woman describing herself, it's always ugly, there's always problems, people are very self-critical. And the woman describing describing the other woman, it's always a beautiful picture with, she finds the most beautiful things to like about this person. The whole video, it's a commercial. It's Dove. It's a marketing scheme, right? But gendered shit like that always just sends the hairs on the back of my neck up. And I often don't know why. And I just want to read you what my friend Christine put on her Facebook yesterday, which I thought was awesome. Pardon me, a few days ago. Count me as unimpressed by this Dove ad showing that these conventionally very attractive women think they're not so attractive. It's so treacly and yuck. It ultimately just serves to reinforce an idea that deserves to die. Namely, that it's really important to be beautiful or to think of yourself as beautiful. Where does this leave ugly people? Come on, folks. Dove just wants to manipulate you into buying their soap. Christ's sakes. My friend's really funny, by the way. I dream of a day when female TV personalities, for instance, can be every bit as fugly as the male ones. Larry King, anyone? And no one gives a shit, because how beautiful you are doesn't fucking matter. And women's worth isn't measured by how ornamental they are. And I kind of speak on behalf of ugly women everywhere, although I don't identify as a woman and I don't identify as ugly. I am not a traditionally pretty girl, so if I were to identify as a girl, I would have a hard time in life. Times in my life when I did kind of identify as female or present as female, I knew that I wasn't as pretty as the other females. I mean, look at this. Oh, you can't see because of the glare. This nose, it's kind of what it is. It is what it's the Pavlov nose. That's my last name, by the way. I just outed myself, but that's okay. And it's the way it is. This is what my face looks like. Now, I don't say I'm an ugly girl the same way these women in this video are saying, I hate my chin and stuff like this. I am not a traditionally and, I don't have a symmetrical face, which is what what defines beauty in our culture. And I don't have the little dainty features that are predominantly feminine features. But I don't think I'm an ugly person, and I don't think I'm an ugly genderqueer person, and it always annoyed the fuck out of me when women looked in the mirror and found all their faults. I kind of point out the nose. I don't think of it so much as a fault as I think it's prominent. I have a prominent nose, and that's life. I have a prominent chin and a prominent nose, but if I was describing my father to a forensic artist, I would say he has a prominent nose, which he does, it's the same nose as me. I don't think that's a negative thing. It's just an attribute. And anyway, it's always annoyed me how women are so critical of themselves and their faces. And this does distinctly seem to be a female thing in my experience. Now, I do work with some men, and I have some men in my life, gay men in particular, I can think of in particular, but I know straight men as well, who are a little bit, worried about the way they look, fashion conscious, worried about being fat. Being fat phobia is huge in our culture, as you know, male and female. Does this outfit make me look fat is predominantly female way to speak, but I've known men to say that too. And It's weird though how, in a way that is, this is one of the reasons I always hated being female, and I hated being perceived as being female, or all that that entailed, was because women, it is so much harder for women because if they're not pretty, they're nothing in this kind of fucked up culture we live in, as Christine said, this idea that deserves to die, namely that it's really important to be beautiful or to think of yourself as beautiful. And a lot of people will say to me, oh, you're so confident, that's a beautiful trait, you're beautiful because you're confident. Well, actually, that reminds me, I'm going to look up one other thing that came on Facebook. I'm doing Facebook memes today, this will be my topic. It's the one, come on, it's actually hilarious. So the user who originally posted was the other 98%. If you ever go on that page, Inner Subversion was the name of the person, and I'll just read it out loud to you because it's hilarious. It's like the cover of a Cosmo magazine, I guess, and they're just like the highlights, the headlines. How to dress for your shape. Are you human-shaped? Play up your confidence and natural sex appeal by wearing whatever the fuck you want. Life tip. As the weather gets warmer, continue to wear whatever the fuck you want. Flaunt everything or keep it cool undercover. Dress to make yourself feel rad. How to get a bikini body? Put a bikini on your body. Want sexy, own the beach summer legs? Shave. Or don't, because they're your fucking legs. I love this. I shared it and like 13 people shared it right away after me. But that was just making me think like how you're so expected to look a certain way, and a bikini body is a specific thing. It's not a body with a bikini on it, it's a bikini body, right? And these types of things always aggravated the fuck out of me in female culture. And so I really got angry about it. I'm getting angry right now just thinking about it. I get angry when I think about how when you don't participate in this line of thinking, which I never did, I don't ever really recall being hard on myself or thinking there was something wrong with me. Women thought there was doubly something wrong with me because I didn't feel the pressure. I wasn't bowing to the pressure of society to girl it up or whatever. And I don't know. I've always felt like an outsider, specifically because I fell outside of the realm of pretty, and pretty, and because it didn't bother me. It never bothered me that I wasn't pretty. I remember. Let me try and think about this. In high school, my sister and I were very close all through our childhood years, and I remember feeling like there wasn't much different between me and her in the way we interacted. I mean, we're both very smart. We were smart. We were very creative, and when we played, we would play creative games together and stuff like that. And then as we got older, she got into makeup, and I got a little bit into it in grade 8, I guess. We weren't allowed to wear it. I remember that, but she was finally allowed to wear it. I think in grade 8 or 9, and I had no real desire to. But and that was in the 80s, right? It was like the mid to early 80s, like 84 or something like that. And she started to perm her hair and backcomb it, which was the style of the day. And she had the biggest hair in high school, and that was her claim to fame. And there came a point when she just turned into a pretty girl, and everybody got a lot of attention. And I have a picture of myself. I was in grade 8. I think I had gone to her high school. Maybe it was like the last day of her grade 9, which would have been my grade 8, and I had gone to her high school for some reason, and I'm wearing this like Union t-shirt, and I have greasy flat hair, and there's a picture of me and all her and all her high school friends, and they all look so different. Like I look like such a grubby little kid compared to them. And I think that might have been the first time I saw myself in a sea of other people, and I stood out as being different. Now I was a little bit younger, and I hadn't hit puberty yet, this type of thing, but even so, I kind of could tell the difference between pretty girls and me. And I also knew that I didn't really want to strive to be one. I don't know why, I just didn't. And it seemed like a lot of work, and it seemed hard to do that. I don't know, it seemed hard to be pretty. It seemed like hard to, because you can't just be naturally pretty, right? It's a lot of work. You have to do your hair, and you have to put on makeup, and you have to dress a certain way, and accumulate all these items of clothing that, are pretty clothes, and just seemed like a lot of nonsense to me, even back then. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I've been rambling for 9 minutes now, but let me just see what else Christine said, if there was any. She's saying something about, this ad is for women for a reason. The idea of a parallel ad for men would be ludicrous because men aren't inundated with the message that their looks are massively important in their happiness in life. And I think to a certain extent that's true. I think what's fantastic about being genderqueer is it frees me from all of this. I don't feel the pressure to be a pretty woman in any way, and I don't feel the pressure to be a macho man, be whatever it is men need to be to feel secure in society. I don't feel that pressure either. I feel no pressure at all to conform to any way of being high and nonconformist. Okay, so I think that's it for me this week. I'm really sorry I kind of rambled and went off, but check out that video and tell me what you think in the comments below, because I was quite irritated by it, and I think a lot of you probably will be too. And I'll figure out how to put links within links. Okay, catch you guys next week. And I'm looking forward to videos this week. It's going to be like a free-for-all. I love it. Okay, bye-bye.